Okay, so the usual mobility warm-up with some conditioning. So let's get started here. So just body weight squats, choose a width of your feet that you're comfortable with. Let's just get warmed up here. All right, so good to see you. I know Wednesdays are a bit of a quieter day for some people. Some of you may need to leave early, I understand. So we're gonna get a good combination in throughout those blocks of work today. Let's go another 4. Keep your chest lifted. Remember, it's your workout. You can choose the width and depth and your speed. Let's go one more here. And excellent. Okay, so let's go right into the hamstring scoops. So up, and then let's open up at the top like so. All right, and good. So nice to see the sun shining today. If you've already been outside, it's a little bit on the chilly side, but some sunshine is nice. Well, let's get going. If you are a bit stiff today, just ease into those movements. Let's go one more each, and I'm gonna track this workout. And up, and good. Okay, let's go alternating side lunge. Starting off nice and easy here, and as you move, you might find that you can get into a little bit deeper of the side lunge. So warming up the body, so all the same here. So in today's warm-up, I am going to do a little bit of floor work just to open up through the middle, so the middle of the back usually gets quite stuck. So we'll go into these one more each side. And excellent. Okay, your back lunge, rotate a little to the same side as your front leg. Don't worry about going super far with this. I want you to just keep that alignment. Okay, so we will do a little bit of floor mobility today. And if you have done my 10-minute mobility, I recorded a 10-minute mobility piece. So it's some on your feet and then some on the floor. We're not going to go through that whole thing today, but you'll get some of that movement. Let's hold one more here. Okay, and then just a side reach, so not a squat, just a side bend, and then come back to the center, and then the other side. So just watch that. You don't be straining if you're not used to doing this movement. Just be nice and easy here. And if, again, we're not usually flexible this way, so it's important still to train that and warm up these muscles. Okay, one more here. Good. Okay, let's do some arm circles, and we're going to take it to the floor in a second. So we're going to do just a flow movement pattern, and let's go here and then shake it out. So I want you to come down to the floor for this. We're going to do a little bit of cat cows. That's going to help release the upper back. So if you find that you're stiff to the back, so again, just a few minutes of this. So on your hands and knees, let's go into these cat cows. You're going to arch and you're going to flatten. So I just want you to do a couple of these. If you work at your computer desk, if you're stiff through the upper back, it's hard to get the right muscles activated when you're doing rows and shoulders, etc. And okay, let's go another 2 here. So I'm arching, taking a deep breath in and flattening. Let's go one more. Up and down. Okay, so I'm going to get you to take one knee on the floor, one leg up. I'm going to get you to go into this flowing movement. So hip flexor release. So we're going to come up. And from here, so that's the same side as your back leg. Let's take it over to the side. And then back. You're going to lean back. This is a gentle hamstring stretch. And we never hold it. Just remember, it's a dynamic warm-up. So from here, you're going to open up the same side as your front leg. So up and open. And I'm going to get you to do that one more time. So come forward. A few minutes of this can help make sure that those muscles, the rib muscles, can be activated and the really tight muscles are sort of loosened up. Okay, and then lean back. That's the whole idea of the mobility warm-up, dynamic warm-up. And forward, open, same side as your front leg. So if you are noticing any major stiffness, that's something that you can work on. Let's switch sides and we'll do it twice on the side. So reach it up, take it over. A little bit of a slower start for our work today, but it's really good to do these type of dynamic warm-ups like this every now and then. So here, open up the same side as your front leg. And if you want to do more mobility in your off days, you can do these type of movements to get up and over. And I have a 10-minute mobility warm-up piece recorded. So if you would like that, I have it available. Let's take it forward and open. Okay, so that's just a little piece of it. Let's take it up onto the feet. Take your time here. And at the end, we'll do a little bit more of that, what could be done in the mobility piece, but we'll do it as a recovery. So as you're up onto your feet, let's go into that jog or that march. I want you to get yourself warmed up and your heart rate elevated. So I think that's better there. Okay, so let's go into that jog or the march. And hopefully that's all right. You can hear me okay. I feel like that's okay. That's good. All right, jump jacks. Let's go. Low jack if you need. And we, again, the first few minutes, it's about 5 minutes into our work. And that mobility bit will should make a big difference for you the way you move. Let's go back to the jog on the spot. Let's go. One more round of these, and then we'll be ready to go. Okay, so the purpose of getting, jog or march, getting the heart rate elevated, getting the blood flowing. So whatever option you need, it can be march, it can be high knee march, it can be that jog. You can move around. Maybe you have the space and you prefer, and then we'll go one more round of the jump jacks. Let's go. Here we go. Okay, so you've got your low jacks. Same idea. You're just getting the blood flowing. And core tight. Let's go 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep your feet moving. Shake out your arms, shake out your legs. Grab some water if you need it. And we're going to get into our work. So if you just came on board today, big giant sets, 3 strength pieces, a bit of cardio, and a bit of core. So we should probably get about 4, maybe 5 blocks of work. Okay, actually, I'm just going to some water. You're going to grab your weights. Grab some water, grab your weights. Combination move. One combination, one lower half, one upper body. Okay, so let's go combination here. I want you to go into an alternating back lunge. And then from here, so alternate back lunge, bicep curl, shoulder press, and switch. So if you prefer to do this in a squat instead of a lunge, go ahead. Okay, so I'm alternating my legs and stepping back, dropping my knee, coming up, bicep, shoulder press. Okay, so combination move, moving your body. This is not a static movement, right? We're doing some legs, we're doing some upper body, and there's a few things going on. So just watch your position, drop, up, and shoulder press. Okay, so first strength piece, good combination of upper body and lower body. Keep it moving here. Watch that alignment in the knee. If you feel better doing a squat, make sure you do. I'm going to go one more each side. See, you'll get warm in no time. Here, up, here. Last one. Great. Okay, so focus on your lower body. You're going to go into the squat. And I'm going to go just a regular basic squat here. So choose the width of your feet and where you're going to hold the weights. Let's focus just on squat, no upper body with this one, just the lower body. Butt back and focus on those legs and only the legs and core. Of course, we're keeping core engaged the entire time. So whatever you feel you need. Next movement is going to be a back exercise. So only upper body. That'll allow our heart rate to come down a little bit and focus on the upper body. Let's go. Shoulders back, chest lifted. Let's go 5, 4, squeeze, 3, 2, one more, and release. All right, big shoulder roll. Choose the weights. Maybe you need to lower the weights. Maybe you want to get higher. We're going to have both feet planted here. I'm going to go from narrow. So I'm going to come closer here. So I'm going to go narrow. As I come up, I'm going to twist palms in. Okay, so neutral. As I bring them up, I'm turning to get more of a bicep row. Elbows, squeeze. Okay. So if you would need to, you can do maybe 1. Stand up. If you're okay, try to get that hold, right? The wrists come around, palms come up as it passes by the hips. And nice good squeeze. Okay, so if your back is being bothered at all, make sure you stand. Every couple. Core is engaged. And let's focus on the back here. Okay, so like I said, if you just joined in, today we're doing those big giant sets, 3 strength pieces, 1 combination, 1 lower half, 1 upper body, and then we repeat. So we're gonna go another 4, 3, 2, 1 more, stand nice and tall, reset, and just take enough time to reset if you need to adjust your weights. We're doing the alternating back lunge again. Back to bicep and shoulder press, okay? So let's do that again. If you need to modify, maybe no shoulder press, it's just a bicep. Maybe it's not a lunge, maybe it's a squat. Maybe you're focusing just on the biceps and shoulders, okay? So this can be as big of a movement as you feel you can. That's a nice solid back lunge. Dropping the back knee. Now, I'm not expecting you to drop your knee to the floor, but you're getting as low as you feel you can, keeping good form. Shoulders back, chest lifted, bicep, shoulder press. Drop, bicep, shoulder. Down, and lift. Okay, so combination move. So lower body, upper body, down and up. Okay, so this is still only our first block of work. And we will do the squats again. Only the squats and only the bicep with that underhand grip row. 1 more each side. And last one. And here we go. Feel that effort today. All right, just the squats coming up. Take your time to recover. I'm feeling like I'm quite warm. I don't know if you're joining me on that. This is strength. It feels like I'm in cardio. Let's go back to squats. Choose where you're holding the weights. Choose the width of your feet. Let's go. So if you find that it's too narrow, maybe your knees are caving in, maybe your toes out a little bit. And pushing the knees out the entire time. It's going to help you work your glutes, okay? A visual for that, a good cue is pushing, like splitting the floor, pressing the floor away. That's going to help get those muscles going, okay? If you feel it all in the front of the thigh and not your glutes, we're going to try to really bring those muscles in. Okay, so if you find your knees cave in or it's all front of the thighs, you want to push, keep pushing out and squeeze at the top. Squeeze, okay. Another 4 of these. Remember your pace, your choice. Shoulders lifted. Okay, let's go 2 more and back to the bent over row. Okay, excellent. Okay, so the bent over row. Last time, if you felt okay, you're going to start with it neutral. As it comes up, bring the elbows back, okay? We're in that tip position. If you need to modify that, please do. If your back is being bothered, you prefer to do some standing in between, go ahead and pull, okay? But keep your body still and you're pulling up, getting a nice good squeeze between your shoulder blades. We're gonna do some conditioning after this. We're still just in our first block of work, so each block is going to be roughly, let's see where we're at. I'm gonna say it's about 6 minutes or so each block. All right, let's go another 4, 3, 2, and 1. Put your weights down, safe on your back, and we're gonna do a bit of that conditioning. And it's our first conditioning, so we'll just go into our basic jog or march and take it up if you'd like. Let's go. Okay, so this allows us to not focus on the strength, but just a little bit more on the conditioning. So if you're looking to get more out of this, you're going to take it to that speed run or that high knee, more of an interval or a high intensity little bit of work and modify. Still, you can do that march if you like. I didn't warn you, but this is 45 seconds. So we are at 30 seconds now. Take it up, 15 seconds to go. Okay, so a jog or a march, you got it. And 5 seconds. Go. 4, 3, 2, and 1, and release. Okay, so let's take it, enough recovery. You're gonna take it to the floor, and we're gonna go into a plank on this first one. Okay, so this is the end of our first block. Into a forearm plank. It's early on in the workout, so I think we'll give a minute a go here. And if you need to drop your knees at any time, go ahead. If you prefer high or the forearm plank. Let's go in 3, 2, and 1, and go. It'll be a minute long, so if you find you need to drop down, that's all right. If you need it more challenging, if you know that you're able to do a 3-minute plank or more, then maybe you're gonna change this plank a little and do some reaches to the side. Maybe you'd like some other variation of tapping your feet. Otherwise, we hold. Okay, keep holding that plank. And I can't see everybody, but I'm gonna assume that some of the things that I might see are drop hips, let's keep them level. Look past your hands, make sure you're not rolling forward. 10 more seconds. Another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, it's a minute long. Safely take it up onto your feet, grab some water if you like. And then a new block of work for upper body or combination. So bring us up again. Grab some water if you need it here. So far, so good. Nice and warm feeling. Okay, combinations. Okay, so on this one, you may want to go a little bit lighter. I'll just use my 3s to start with this one. So this is a side, we're going to go alternating side lunge with a side raise. So I think last week we did the single arm, but we're going to go side lunge, side raise, and then opposite side. So we're going to go side lunge, side raise. Keep alternating. This is a good combination move. So we've got lower body and upper body if you need. So that's actually a little bit light. I'm going to take it up here. So you're doing that side lunge in between. That might allow you to be okay to go with a little bit more. So side lunge and then side raise. Watch you're not going too high on those side raises. And same thing with that side lunge. Just your hips nice and stable there. You're not exposing the low back. You don't want to be putting strain anywhere. A little bit of inner thigh a little bit of side glute. Okay, so up to side. We're going to do a lower body movement and then an upper body movement. We did very similar to that first block. Side and side raise. Shoulders back and up. Okay, we'll keep going, a few more here. And nice, not too high. Be mindful of how that feels everywhere. All right, one more each side. Should do it. And last one here. And side. Excellent. Okay, so you're gonna go into a single leg deadlift. So I do this one a lot. So instead of just doing a single leg deadlift, we're gonna get you to do a dead squat or a, let's see here. So a dead squat is a short stride. It's actually a short stride lunge. So the foot stays planted. Let me show you this way. Actually, I'll do it this way first. Okay, so I'm gonna crouch. This is a short stride and then balance. So all on the same side. Toe down, crouch, and then balance, all on the same leg. So this is more of a short stride lunge. It's not a tipping, that's a tipping motion, but back, see how I'm nice and upright. And then I crouch, and then I tip. Soft bend in the knee, working through the glute and hamstring. Now, since we're doing a single leg here, we're gonna change it a little, but when we move onto the third exercise, and then I want you to remember which leg you are working right now. Another 3. Hopefully you feel that in the glute, back of the leg, and your side glute. Nice. And crouch, soft bend in the knee, no strain anywhere, just an effort. One more. And then tip. And then release. Okay, so just before we move on, I want you to remember what leg it was working there. Okay, let's go into a standing overhead tricep extension. So both feet planted, nice soft bend in the knee, so you're in a good athletic stance. Now, you might be okay with both weights. I'm gonna go with a single, elbows face the front. If it feels easy, you're gonna just do more pulses in that bottom half range. Elbows face the front. So if I had both weights, I could probably just do regular. I have one, so I want to make sure I'm making it challenging enough. All right, excellent. So we'll be repeating again, alternating side lunge to side raise. Elbows face the front on these, okay? And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then bring it in. Okay, so adjust your weights if you need. We are back to side lunge, side raise. Side lunge, side raise. So a lot more focus on strength, even though we're doing lots of variety in each block. And you might feel that because of the organization of the exercises, the order of them, that you are staying nice and warm and having that built-in recovery. Shoulders back. When you do that side, watch how that feels everywhere, if it's hurting or feels uncomfortable anywhere in the knees, etc. Shorten your range or modify it. Side. Up. Okay. Not too high. Remember, just underneath the shoulder looks great, everybody. And after this one, I'll go one more each side. 2, 1 more each. Looks great, everybody moving so well today. Okay, that's it. Okay, so if you were on this leg when you did that crouch in the tip, make sure you switch. Let's go. So I'm on my other leg now. I'm crouching, so the toe stays close to the heel, so it's crouch, up, and then tip. All on that same leg. Now, crouch and tip. If you need to, your toes down. Maybe you're close to the countertop or sofa to hold on if you need. There. And there. I have to stay focused, otherwise I lose my balance. So if you're having a hard time, toe down. Crouch. So hopefully you feel that. Okay, if it's all front of the thigh, then I want you have to really tell this glute to fire. So you might be okay on the tip where you feel it, right in the back of the leg and the side glute. But even on this, wait through the front leg up and tip. Excellent. Okay, a couple more. Then the tricep overhead extension and then conditioning. So lots of repetitions to work those muscles. Oops, with that. Good work, good work. Last one. There. Oops, that was a bit twisted. Okay, and one or both weights, depending on how you feel. Your legs are get a bit of recovery while we focus on the triceps. Let's go. Maybe in the bottom half, maybe it's a nice full range. Go. If you need to keep your feet moving, go ahead. Elbows face the front. Okay, so maybe you're moving around a little bit. That doesn't matter at all, but I do want you to focus here. Elbows face the front. Excellent. Okay, now bottom half, maybe if it feels easy. Full range, if that feels better for you. Excellent. Let's go another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then bring it in. Okay, so I'm gonna get you to just recover for a second. This is a 45-second conditioning move, and then we're ready for another core. So if you need to modify this, lots of options. You can do squat reaches, you can do side, like drop squat, but if you can, I want you to go into a burpee if you can, okay? So please modify if needed. So we'll do this fairly early so you have enough energy for the other movements. So if you can, 45 seconds, I want you to do some conditioning moves. If you're not doing the burpee or those drop squats, just move your body, you can jog, jump jack, whatever. So let's go 45, and we'll start in 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. So I like to take my time on the burpee. I want to do a squat first, hands down, then I can safely jump my feet out. Then I'm jumping in and I'm in a good position to get up. Okay, so if neither one of those moves work for you, maybe you don't like the burpee, right? You can do that modified burpee. It's only 45 seconds. 30 seconds to go. Okay, so you're just going to be mindful and safe on your back, and however you need. 15 seconds. Okay, if you're jumping your feet out, maybe you're better off to step it out and jump it in. And you got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and keep your feet moving. Excellent work. Okay, we're going to do a standing core work. That's a wood chop where we've done that before. It is a standing core exercise, so you can just grab a weight, and we're going to do just a little squat. So I'm just going to show you what not to do. Okay, so we don't want to be shifting our weight to the side. Feet are planted. Bring the weight to the side. So you see how my knees are nice and even. My weight is distributed here, but then when I come to the side, I can pivot. My heel can lift. I just don't want to be over rotating. Okay. So on a diagonal. Okay, so it is an oblique exercise. Your hips and your shoulders stay square. And this one, 5, 4, pull your belly in, 3, 2, and 1. Let's switch sides. Okay, so good oblique work. Plant your feet to the outside and across. Okay, so you can lift that heel, but try not to over rotate. Still facing the front. Low and high. And breathe. Across, low, up, and down. You can do it small if you like. And 3, 2, 1, and breathe it in. Okay, so hopefully that feels all right for you. Grab some water and move on. Just our third block today. So doing one for time. Like I said, I think we'll probably hit 5, or maybe we'll squeeze in another. We'll see how the time goes. Okay, so you can go ahead and grab your weights again. This is another, we're starting again, a new block, so combination move. If you want, you're grabbing a little bit lighter weight. This is a reverse fly. So when you do this one, I'm gonna get you to keep things nice and dynamic. So we've done these many, many times. We're here and we do a fly, and I want you to come right back, center and switch. So nice and dynamic, good combination move. So back of the leg, glute, upper back, push back. Okay, so modify this movement. Maybe you don't like to do that crouch. Maybe you're using a band for reverse flies, that type of thing. I'm going to come in and remember your pace. So maybe you are focusing on slow and steady, bigger range of motion. Maybe as long as you're keeping good form, maybe your pace is a bit faster than mine. Crunch. Core is tight. There's a lot going on, so you don't want to be losing your form. Push back. All right. Now, this is a combination move. One more each side. And last one. Here. Okay, so nice and tall on this one. So the focus on the lower body here, if you can, you're gonna do that cross behind. Your hands, your weights are just by your side. Maybe you like to hold them at your collarbone. This is the same side. And then if you can, maybe you come up to a knee lift, cross behind, knee lift, or cross behind and tap. It's all the same side. Don't switch legs. Okay, so pushing the hip out, up to tap or knee. Behind. Okay, this one you would be really careful you're not twisting your knee. Maybe you prefer a back lunge or a squat. Okay, so it's a lower body movement. So if cross behinds or lunges aren't for you, just do another round of squats. A little bit of balance. Just be careful here. Push. Ooh, okay, so all on the same side, all on the same side. I want you to remember which leg you have planted. And another 4. Next time you'll do the other. 2. Ooh, one more. Nice work. Okay, so remember what leg is planted there. If you can, on this one, we are going to do a walkout walkout plank to push up. And if that's not for you, you're on the floor doing regular push-ups, maybe you are doing chest press. So I'm going to do this round and do a walkout to a push-up. So sometimes we, very rarely we do the up and down. So I do want you to remember, if it's not for you, then please make sure you do another chest exercise. So I'm going to do a walkout here. Once I get here, I'm just going to take my hands, make sure they're in the right position. I'm going to go into a push-up, and they can be on the knees or the toes. One push, safely bend the knees, walk it back up, and stand. Okay, so if you don't like that up and down, you're on the floor for the chest press or push-ups. Knees or toes on the push. Make sure you're stable through your core, bend your knees, and stand. And excellent. And up. Here. And down. And keep going here. Let's go. And push. Okay, so this is the third exercise. We're going to, after we finish with these, we're going to come back to the crouch with the reverse fly. So depending on what you're doing here, I'm going to just count another 5 seconds of whatever you're doing. And so 4, 3, 2, and 1. Finish it off and reset. Okay, so if you like those walkout push-ups, you can do it again. You can modify it next time. Let's come back to maybe those lighter weights. It's the crunch with reverse fly. Alternating legs, so repeat. Here we go. Crouch, fly, push back, crouch, fly, push back. Okay, so sometimes my pace is quite slow. I want to just make sure that you are careful and watching what I'm doing. You can always pick up your pace. So upper back, keeping that neutral neck is really important too. And when you come forward, chest is lifted. We don't want to be rolled like this, then trying to do the fly. So looking just slightly in front. Crouch, fly, push back. So just like a natural eye gaze forward. If you're looking down at the floor, like down at your toes, that's probably rolling forward. And if you're looking up at your screen like this, that's really not a natural position. So we look slightly in front. This is a great movement, especially combining with push-ups. We're working those opposite muscles. Really good to help with the shoulder, that posture. All right, I'm going to go this one and then one more each side. And then I'm doing that cross behind, that curtsy or crossover. Last one. Okay. All right, so if you were here last time, let's go the other side. Cross behind, up to tap, or even the knee lift. Cross behind and up. Okay, so if that again doesn't feel right, I do want you to feel it in your side glute. So push and then balance. See, so when I say balance, I use it. There, if you need to, you're tapping. Shoulders back. Excellent work. This is challenging those little stabilizer muscles. All the lower body, the core. All right, can you do, see, I'm losing it here. I'm gonna focus here. 2 more. 1 more. Okay, all right, now walk out push-up regular push-up, regular chest press, any of those options that you feel that you would prefer. So I'm going to do a walkout again with my push-ups. So remember, if you're doing chest press, you're on your right on your back, or push-ups. Let's try these out. Bend your knees, walk it out, hold that plank for a second. Push up, knees or toes, walk it back, stand up. And then, as usual, if you need to modify these, I will constantly remind you that it doesn't matter. You would choose something that feels right for you. You're focusing on that upper body. I'm losing me on the screen there. Let me do that. All right. One more. Stable. Make sure your hands are in a good placement for that push-up. Okay. And let's go another 5 seconds of whatever option you're choosing. Another 4, 3, 2, and finish it off. And up. And release. Okay, now take your time. We're going to go into a conditioning move for 45 seconds. And I want you to do this one. We haven't done the ladder run lately, so it's a speed run, either on the spot, and if you feel all right, you're going to go out and in, out and in. Okay, so that will be for 45 seconds, easily modified for low impact as well. Ready? And go. So light on the feet, in and out, in and out. Low impact is out, out, in. Okay, we don't always do that ladder run. Maybe you just like having your feet planted, no in and out, just that. Out and in. Core engaged. Low impact. And remember, it's 45 seconds, so go ahead if you want a little bit more out of it. Speed. You need a little less, you're slowing it down. And 10 seconds. Go, go, go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep it moving here. Now, another core exercise. So we will take it to the floor. And please modify this if you need. We're going to do some oblique work and some side glute. I'm just going to have a quick sip of water before I come down to the floor if you need that as well. All right. This is a core exercise. We're going to do 2 movements on the side. So if it's bothering your shoulder, I want you to take it right down onto your knee if you need. So we're going to go plank reaches, so side plank. So I'm lifting my top leg. I'm extending my arm. I'm bringing it together, elbow to knee. I don't want to be opening up the hip. So I'm here, I'm out, and I'm pulling in. Okay, so let's go ahead with that if you can. We'll have a reset before we go into the second move on the side. So if you can manage, as long as it doesn't hurt your shoulder, if it does, you're doing some side leg lifts. Let's go another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then release. Okay, so I want you to shake it out for a second. Before we switch sides, you're going to go back on the side plank, and you're going to reach underneath. This time the top leg is on the floor. Okay, we're reaching underneath and then lifting. If you want your hands up, otherwise you can keep your elbow bent. So it's under, resist that rotation, and up. So again, if that bothers your shoulders, I want you to reset yourself. And let's go another 5 here. Looks good. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and release. Okay, so if you find that's all shoulder effort and maybe straining your shoulder, then and not so much oblique work, that you need to modify it because it is an oblique exercise. So the shoulders will feel it a little bit, but the real effort is around from the bottom rib to top of your hip, right? So that side. So let's go on this side now. Top leg is lifted. Reach, pull, and reach. Let's go. Okay, so feeling that side glute, oblique muscles. And let's go 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then we need to reset here for a second, shake out the shoulder. And if that bothers you, you're modifying this next movement where we reach underneath. Okay, so bottom hip is down. And from here, under, let's make sure we resist that extra rotation. Elbow can be bent. Underneath and up. Okay, so effort in those oblique muscles. A little bit shoulder stabilization. Let's go a couple more. Side glute as well. And let's go 2. 1 more. And release. Okay, you feel all of that. Let's take it up onto the feet. We have enough time for a short block of work before we go into our last conditioning and core and stretch. Okay, so up onto your feet and grab another sip of water if you like, and we'll get ready for our last couple minutes of work before we stretch. All right, I want to do a little bit, it'll be 1 round. So let's go ahead. You can probably grab your heavier weights. I want you to do alternating bicep curls. So we only did a tiny bit of the biceps. So we're going to take 1 arm up, 1 arm down, and let's alternate 1 and then the other. Okay, so they just pass each other. No swinging. There and there. So as they pass each other, feel the work through the biceps. Good. Just a tiny bit, please. And the same goes with the shoulders. We only did the one with we did some side raises and reverse flies, but I want to do a push press, and that should take us. We'll do that 1 time, a little bit of conditioning, core and stretch. So let's go another 2. Here's 1 and 2 and release. Okay, so this can be a push press, so a little bit more focused on the shoulders. It can be a full squat press if you want. So a squat press, it can be a little half squat. It can be a static shoulder press. And if you do that shoulder press, you can have 1 foot behind. This is last only 1 time of these. Good. And our last, so we'll do a conditioning, so a little bit of the plyometric if you like. That would be either the jump squats, the drop squat, or squat calf raise. And that will be for the 45 seconds. And then final core. So let's go 5 of these. 4, core tight. 3, 2, 1 more time. And all right, go ahead and put the weights down. And this is the final 45 seconds of the conditioning. So just a little bit of that plyometric if you can, or that power. So if you're not jumping, it's the calf raises. Maybe you like the drop squat. Maybe you are okay doing the jump squat. So we'll go 45 seconds of those. Ready? Let's go. So I'll do a little mix of everything here. So a jump squat, soft landing, that's that recoil again, and then lift, recoil again. Okay, and same thing if you're doing calf raise, you still come down, up, up. Maybe you like the drop squat instead. So that 45 seconds, last round of these, and come on, let's go. And remember, it's your workout. You can modify however you need. And 10 seconds. Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then release. Okay, whew. Keep your feet moving. Again, you should feel like maybe your heart rate comes up on that. And we're gonna do core, a little bit more core, so it's not just one exercise. Let's come down to the floor when you're ready. And then we'll have time for stretches. And I want to do that mobility piece that I didn't do at the beginning. I'll do it as recovery. It doesn't. Come on down to the floor. Grab a weight if you like. And we're going to do the dead bugs. Can you try a single leg? So single, single, then double. And if you want with a weight, head down on this one. Single leg. Single leg. Both legs together. Okay, if that doesn't feel right, maybe you're tapping your feet. Maybe you need to stay with a single. Make sure your back is flat. Okay, if you find that your back is arching or there's strain in your back, you have to bring it a little bit closer. Single. And then both together. Almost there. Keep going. And here, last one. And then release. Okay, put your weight down for a second. We're going to do windshield wipers, which is another oblique exercise. So when, hopefully you can see me here, I'm going to put my elbows out. I'm going to really flatten my shoulder blades down. I'm going to keep them stable. Lift up my feet. My knees are together. My feet are together. I'm dropping to one side. And I don't want my legs to completely drop. I'm going to have good control there. I'm going to come back to the center. And I'm going to switch. Hopefully you can see my legs here. So what you don't want is to fully roll over to the side. So that's why the elbows are wide. And you want to feel those oblique muscles. And pull it back. So if this bothers your back, please change it. I don't want you to do something that feels like strain. It might maybe feel like a nice stretch, but even an overstretch could be harmful. So let's keep it controlled. Knees and feet together. And let's go one more each side. And last one. All right, and let's go into alternating glute bridges. So my both feet are planted first. As I come up, one leg's doing the work. Okay, so this leg doesn't have to come all the way up. So you can, maybe I'll turn the other way so you can see better. Okay, so I'm gonna go like so. One leg. I come back down. I barely touch. I might not even touch my hip down. As I come up, I switch legs. I come down, I switch. So you might just barely touch. Okay, and when you are lifting that leg that's not working, just keep it close. You don't need to be swinging up. Sometimes I see like, you know, like that, but I want to keep it close. I come up. And the working side is the leg, you know, the heel that's planted, that's the working side. The other leg is just up, keeping the hips stable. Up and down. Okay, so this is a glute exercise and hamstring, but it's also really important to have those hips stabilized, and that's where this fits into core work. Let's go one more each side. And last one here. All right, we're going to head right into our stretches. All right, so bring your knees into your chest. And move my weight a little bit, so both knees in. And just breathe for a second here. And if you can, just slowly take one leg out. Maybe you keep it bent. Maybe you're okay to fully extend it. lift up this top leg here and gently pull in towards you, getting a nice stretch in the hamstring. You can flex your feet, flex your foot. You might feel that more in your calf, just not overstretching. The other side. So just safely bring it in. Other leg can be bent or extended. Lift up and gently pull. So the next movement is still on the floor here. It's a dynamic movement. It could be the mobility, it could be something that you do throughout the day, it could be at the beginning of a workout, but we'll do it as recovery. And this one, I'm going to drop over to this one side. So I'm going to angle a bit here. So I'm going to lay on my side. I think maybe you can see me in my top, actually, I'll bring this down. My top leg is bent and it's going to go over my leg. So it looks like this. And I'm going to open. I'm going to try to keep my knee where it is. I'm going to open and I'm going to look up, look over, extending my arm. Let's go here. So here, I'm opening and then back. So the mobility piece at the beginning or end of a workout. Don't force it, that should help release the back. One more on that side and then switch. So the bottom leg is bent, bottom leg is straight out, bottom leg is bent. We don't want to be opening up this hip, so go ahead here if you need a pillow or something to keep that knee down. This is in that mobility, 10-minute mobility, that if you're can't see me well or you want to review it by looking at that other video. One more here. Should feel a nice stretch, but not strain. Okay, roll it up to seated. And then from here, you're going to take your legs like this. You're going to drop to one side. That's some good hip mobility. And then the other. Okay, then we don't force it, but we're going to go side. Feel that stretch on the outside of the hip. And then the other side. Okay, I'm going to put my hands just behind here. But if you're all right, you're up. And let's go one more each side. And then up here. And then you can take it on one knee. Put your hands down if you need, and then up. Finish with some dynamic release up onto your feet. Keep your feet moving, and let's go side to side. From here, reach your arms up, hands behind your back, and then again, take it up, and then down. And I'll take the hands behind your ears like this. Open it up through your chest. Deep breath in. Exhale. Arms out, stretching out your biceps, thumbs down. Pull the elbows or pull the thumbs behind you. Release and just tricep stretch. Good work today. For your legs, go ahead and do some quadricep stretches. And anything else that you might need to release, go ahead. I recorded this class, so I will go ahead and press stop, and then I'll be around for a few minutes after the class. Here we go.